am Trooper Mason Olivera. This is Trooper Tim Hunt. We're part of the Massachusetts State Police Air Wing. At any time, like tonight, we're the only crew for the whole state. So we cover the whole state from 3 to 11:30 tonight. Sometimes we are fortunate, we do have 2 crews. So one crew could be out of Westover or Lawrence, and we have another one out of Plymouth. So then we just split the state in half that way. A little about the aircrafts we have. We have 4 helicopters and 2 planes. I'll touch on the planes real quick. The planes are Cessna 182. It's like a small Cessna. You'll see it at like any of these local airports. Then we have a Cessna Caravan, which is about a 10 to 12 passenger plane. Both of them do not have any state police markings on them. The little plane is more used for training. The bigger plane is used for a lot of things like prisoner transports, governor transports. They do radiation detection. They do a lot of like drug missions where you're following bad guys for long periods of time. They can stay up for about 4 to 5 hours on a single tank of gas. We got about 2 hours from takeoff to landing here on the helicopters. They have radiation detection that only us and a couple other departments in the whole country have. It's recently new. It's picking up radiological like weaponry, different isotopes. Helicopters, some of the missions we do, just like the plane, we can do transports, governor, bomb squad, dogs, you name it, we can transport in here. We do a lot of search and rescues, and when I say rescue, not really rappelling out, grabbing people, putting them in the helicopter, and flying them away. It's more rescue, like we guide everybody, all the good guys, fire department, police departments, EMS, into whether somebody's lost and wants to be found, or if it's a bad guy that needs assistance or capturing. We do something called Bambi buckets, which is forest fires. We can hook up a giant 75-gallon bucket underneath here, and we can dip into a pumpkin, which is like a giant kiddie pool, or a pond, pick up 75 gallons, we can bring it out, drop it over a fire. That's really fun because it's one of the only times that I get to have the doors open, sitting outside the helicopter as we're flying around. We also do protection for the president, vice president, anytime they're in town. We'll work with the Secret Service. We usually have a Secret Service agent in there with us. We go sweep the airport before the plane lands. We search the woods for any bad guys. We also search the route once we're underway. We'll search looking for any disabled motor vehicles that could impede the motorcade. Anybody that's on the side of the road that could be suspicious. Anything, we call it out. Guys on the ground will go check it out, and if it comes out to be nothing, then it's nothing. What else am I missing, Tim?
No, just
So some of the equipment that we have a giant flare ball in the front. We have about 5 cameras in this ball right here. It's a very expensive piece of equipment. We have a low light camera. We have an infrared camera. That's like the black and white videos you can see if you follow our Facebook. We have our HDO one. It's like a regular step zoom camera. And then we have our HDO 2, which is like a high zoom camera, so we can read a plate from about 2,000 feet up and about a mile away. You might not see us, but I can see you, and I can read your license plate. So be good at all times, all right, guys? Also in that ball, we have some lasers. So during the day, I can say, hey, look at that red house, Tim. He's like, I see that red house. But at night, we're not going to be able to see the colors because everything's dark, right? So I have a laser under our night vision goggles that I can shine, and I can show my pilot exactly what we're looking at, or what I'm looking at. So he can put me in the best spot. So Tim's the pilot. I'm the TFO. What does that mean? He flies, he gets us to and from the missions, and does the mission. He puts me in the best spot possible to look what I'm looking at.
I tried.
My role as a TFO is to communicate, whether it's with Tim in the cockpit, the people on the ground. So like today, before we landed, I reached out to Somerset, and I said, hey, we're 5 minutes out from landing. They knew we were coming, and we set up a landing. When we're going to search, I'm coordinating people, I'm guiding people in, and that's the hardest part about my job is once I find the person, if there's somebody to be found, is guiding everybody to them, because they might not be just from me to you, they might be a mile, 2 miles away, so getting people into the woods or wherever they are is the difficult part. But that's my role as a TFO and as a co-pilot. I do not have a pilot's license, but I am certified to take control of the aircraft if something happens to Tim, whether it's medical, we take a bird strike, anything like that. So I can take control of the aircraft, I can communicate to a tower or wherever I need to go, and I can land safely.
What's TFO stand for?
Tactical Flight Officer. Coming around the back, we have our night sun. This is just a giant flashlight from the helicopter. I can make it as big as a nice round circle, or I can tighten it up to make it like a traffic stop on the side of a highway. It's very useful, nice LED. Going around the other side, as you guys probably heard on the way in, we have a siren and we have a PA. The PA can be helpful with giving directions, whether it's a riot, somebody in the woods that I need to stop, have them stop walking so we can get people to them. That's about it for that. And then on the front we have a white antenna. It's like a dome shape. That's just a live downlink, so we can send it to, we're working with Somerset on a search. I can send it to their email. They can see exactly what I'm seeing on my screen. So it's very useful for riots, 4th of July, the marathon, all that stuff, so our upper command staff can see what we're seeing.
So primary voltage does not mix with the ground. This ladder is on the ground, it's grounded, you're on the ground, you're grounded. So if that ladder gets into that primary, the electricity is going straight to ground. That's where it wants to go. We're gonna energize this box and we're gonna show you what happens when there's wires down. You always want to make sure you're looking at the poles if you're going for a walk after a storm or a car accident. There's a lot of situations where the wires can be on the ground and not de-energized. Where you come to a pole that's on the ground, not go anywhere near those wires. Don't go near the telephone wires, the cable wires, even if you know what they are, because those could be energized as well. And for the people here that have wires coming through the woods to their house, if a tree came down, you lose power, you think the wires are dead, that wire could be energized. It could be over a fence, energizing that fence. So we're going to demonstrate. You're on the ground, you're grounded. That fence is energized. So we're going to demonstrate this now.